left. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh my goodness, a presidential limo has just burst onto the south lawn. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Get your head down.
Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And the villains of the January 6th committee, they thought they were heroes. They sure as hell acted like it, including bringing in some of Donald Trump's closest advisors or personal assistants to testify against him, like in this case with Cassidy Hutchinson. She was an aide at the White House. She worked for President Trump. And she thought she would have her hero moment here in this testimony with Liz Cheney. But it turns out she's probably going to go to jail for it. And let me just play you a really short sample of exactly why, and then we'll talk about what the DOJ is about to do to Cassidy Hutchinson. But listen to what Cassidy said about Donald Trump on the date of January 6th, 2021.
The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing."
It's the Secret Service agent, Bobby.
The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol."
Oh, okay.
Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
What?
Oh, wow. So it was Donald Trump took control of the beast, as it's called, the presidential vehicle. You know, it sounds like an unbelievable made-for-TV story, literally made up for TV, because, you know, we have diagrams of the beast and the vehicle that Donald Trump travels in. And those diagrams show that there is an 8-inch lead piece of steel and bulletproof glass between the president's compartment and the Secret Service agent and the steering wheel. So to believe this story from Cassidy Hutchinson and Liz Cheney, you'd have to believe that Donald Trump turned into Orange Hulk, Red Hulk, or Green Hulk, or all of them together, smashed through the bulletproof glass with his bare fists, ripped open the steel that separates the driver's compartment and the president, got in between all the weapons and so on, and then choked out and was grabbing the steering wheel. Put her in prison. Put her in prison. DOJ opens a criminal investigation into January 6th star witness Cassidy Hutchinson. You know, famously, Liz Cheney took this witness and manipulated her. Liz Cheney needs to be put in jail next.
Right to jail.
The U.S. Department of Justice has opened a criminal investigation into Cassidy Hutchinson, former White House staffer, who made a number of false claims about Donald Trump. January 6th committee, 2022. The probe, led by DOJ Civil Rights Division, Harmeet Dillon, ding, 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 began in April of this year, this month, after a criminal referral from Barry Loudermilk. Let's go ahead and look at that criminal referral. Here it is. Liz Cheney colluded with star witness Cassidy Hutchinson without her attorney's knowledge. That's illegal. Former Representative Liz Cheney should be investigated for potential crimes, witness tampering based on new information about her communication. Cassidy Hutchinson's most outrageous claims lacked any evidence, and the select committee had knowledge that her claims were false when they publicly promoted her. President Trump did not attack Secret Service detail at any time during January 6th. Secret Service has said this, of course, right? President Trump did not have intelligence indicating violence on the morning of January 6th. Cassidy Hutchinson falsely claimed to have drafted a handwritten note for the president on January 6th. Representative Cheney and Hutchinson basically attempted to disbar Hutchinson's former attorney. This is what they found. They have the receipts. They have the evidence. They subpoenaed. They got him. And now Cassidy Hutchinson is under DOJ investigation. GOP lawmakers pushed charges against former White House aide for lying to Congress. What does lying to Congress get you? It could get you 5 years in prison. Republicans on Capitol Hill are asking the Justice Department to consider bringing criminal charges against Cassidy Hutchinson, former aide Donald Trump administration, when she was manipulated by Liz Cheney, who really is like an evil force here, obviously, Liz Cheney, somebody who took advantage of Cassidy Hutchinson, told her that she would be hailed as a hero.
After she testified.
It was unpatriotic. It was un-American. We were watching the Capitol building get defaced over a lie.
Why did she go where so few have gone before?
What Cassidy Hutchinson did was an unbelievable example of bravery and of courage and patriotism in the face of real pressure.
The president said,
You've got to put Liz Cheney in irons for this. These are all these are bona fide lies. The House Administration's Oversight Subcommittee, which is chaired by Barry Loudermilk, released a 128-page report. A January 6th Star Witness had outrageous claims that were obviously false, but they publicly promoted her anyway. They probably wrote the claims. This is probably Liz Cheney writing the claims. Remember, this stuff was made for TV. They brought in a TV producer from ABC News in order to produce these hearings. This is all part of the plan. Same TV news producer, by the way, that wouldn't let the Epstein story get broken on ABC. December 2024, Loudermilk referred Liz Cheney to the Department of Justice for an investigation for potential criminal witness tampering. Loudermilk accused Cheney of colluding with then media darling Hutchison without her attorney's knowledge. Hutchison had testified that President Trump was aware that his supporters had weapons on the morning of January 6th, but didn't care that they were there not to hurt him, so he doesn't care. She falsely claimed that Trump tried to seize the wheel of the presidential limo and lunged his former security detail on the way to the Capitol. So the Civil Rights Division is now investigating Hutchison for lying. New York Times confirmed this across 4 sources. The Times also reported that DOJ officials have been skeptical from the outset about whether there is a viable criminal case. The investigation was opened recent weeks as Pam Bondi was trying to shore up shaky standing before she was fired anyway. Fine. The mechanism is worth naming precisely. The Civil Rights Division was created in 1957 to investigate systemic abuses like police misconduct and racial discrimination. It's being used here to pursue the accusation of lying to Congress, an entirely different legal category, but illegal, by the way. New shocking footage of Trump driving the beast on January 6th. Why would Trump do this? Oh, man. It's over now for Trump. They got him. The walls are closing in. The walls are closing in. Okay. Go get her. What a nightmare. Super serious journalist Jake Tapper had her on. Shockingly, Jake didn't see any red flags when interviewing somebody who says that Trump could break through the 8-inch steel in the beast and bulletproof glass. So good job, CNN. Great job all around. Also, people are definitely always telling the truth when they're looking straight up. Just a reminder that Cassidy Hutchinson endorsed Kamala Harris live on MSNBC.
There are probably a few issues that
always trust people to look straight up at the ceiling, right? When they're trying to come up with things to say. Yep, there you go. There's your credible witness. Endorsing Kamala Harris. I'm sure that really changed things, by the way. That did great. How did Kamala Harris, how did that work out for you, by the way? Got woodshedded. Now she's going to get woodshedded by the DOJ. Good riddance. It's your boy Benny. Justice for Traitors. See you.